Introducing first in the corner to my right, descending from heaven and raising hell. She's the holy queen of the wrestling scene, Fallyn. And her opponent in the corner to my left, from Carolina, Puerto Rico, she's the obsession, Nessa Ferarri.
Nessa Ferarri and Fallyn Gray about to go one-on-one here at the food fight for WWR Plus. Something that really stood out to me there, brother. You said Nessa Ferarri, less than half a dozen matches into her career?
Very, very fresh and new. Spent a lot of time mastering her craft at PAPW. Long-time athlete prior to this. A lot of natural ability, strength, a lot of size and reach there. But Fallyn Gray doesn't seem to be too concerned about the size disparity.
Yeah, Fallyn Gray with that waist lock and then the knee right to the gut. She's gonna send Ferarri off the ropes, ducks the clothesline, takes her down with the shoulder tackle.
And this is very much the best thing that Ferarri can do. Utilize this speed. She has a very long stride. Make full effect of it as she takes on an opponent way smaller than her. Make full use of that situation.
Coming out like a ball of fire here is the obsession. Taking Fallyn Gray down. Oh, double knees and now has the pin. Almost got away with a quick victory there.
And despite not being in the middle of the ring, found a way to ensure that no hands, legs, extremities could get near a rope to cause a break. Well done, great combination, and Gray is on the outside.
Yeah, that was a very impressive pinning combination. As you said, Gray taking a moment to get her wits about her and now caught the leg and went face first, did Ferarri.
Fallyn Gray utilizing her superior experience in this situation. Fallyn Gray, relatively young in the realm of professional wrestling in her own right. 2.5 years thus far of professional wrestling experience, but on the highest potential level.
Has that pin only good for one. The obsession holding her face as she did just go face first into the hardest part of the ring, as they say.
Rough situation to say the very least, and you see her actively checking for teeth, and when you're in that position, any game plan you have is gone.
That was a big, big shot there. Shaking off her hand was Gray, and following it up with another one.
Fallyn Gray, I tell you, the one part of her game that we don't discuss enough, that I don't hear other individuals discuss enough, is her unexpected level of strength. You shake the young lady's hands, it feels like a vice grip. She has a very, very powerful grip, strong core, really understands how to utilize her gifts as well, as we may likely see later in the contest.
Yeah, the obsession got out of the way. Oh, countered with the neck breaker though. Only two, and staying right on top of her, firing away now, is Fallyn Gray.
Really good on that swing of the net breaker, and note, she didn't just grab the head and twist in. She had wrist and neck control expeditiously and then drove the base of the neck into the center of the ring. The fact that she did that swiftly, I assure you, not a simple task.
And now with that boot into the throat, stomping away is Fallyn Gray.
Erasing the height disadvantage by utilizing that second rope for the second time.
Now Bronco Buster in the corner now.
Her take on it calls it the Last Supper. And now Fallyn Gray looking to follow it up.
Drop kick. Pulling her opponent to the center of the ring before she hooks both legs. Not enough to get the victory though.
And there, Ferarri, the fact that she was in the corner, although it caused all this offense to get laid upon her, it's the thing that saved her there because of the time required to drag her back to the middle of the ring.
Yeah, could have cost her right there, but also wouldn't have been able to get the victory if there were any limbs on the outside. Now she's got this grounded headlock as Nessa Ferarri fights to both feet, trying to get out of this.
and driven right back down. And the amount of energy it takes to get up with someone just laying upon you, just putting all their weight in the back of your head and taking away your wind, it's difficult to get back to that vertical base.
And a big kick across the back there. Fallyn Gray's doing a great job of slowing down her opponent here with this grounded submission again.
And Ferarri likes to attack the head, really comes after the face. As you see, they're just tearing with the fish hooks.
Ripping at the face, trying to take advantage of young referee here again. We saw this earlier at the BioPro show.
Right now, Ferarri, to her credit, utilizing the level of flexibility and dexterity to swiftly get to a vertical base. And finally, the young lady can breathe.
Creates some separation, but not for long. Fallyn Gray stays right on her with these strikes.
Four knuckles straight to the temple, to your point. Very rough situation.
The Obsession firing away. Trying to counter here. Fallyn Gray comes off and right in. The Obsession takes her right down.
Same side, the size difference kicks in again. Officially just got not straight down, and she ran into the body of Ferarri.
That big kick taking Gray down. The tides are turning here. Lands on her feet on the apron.
Ferarri hung on there, manages to get a big strike, and now going off from the top.
Takes her down with the cross body all the way across the ring. 2 count there.
Ferarri, I'm used to Ferarri flying on the ground, but this one flew through the sky, swiftly took Gray down to the mat, and now she's looking to follow up.
Here comes Ferarri, but no. Gray counters it. Ferarri right into the corner, gets the boot up.
Kick straight to the mouth. She's taking a few of those today. Wow!
Slams her down with the spine buster, stays with the pin. Only 2. That was very impressive. Held those shoulders down. Wasn't enough to keep Nessa Ferarri down, though.
And it's so impressive the way Gray so quickly transitions into quality pinning predicaments. Most professionals, even ones with great experience, years, decades, they still take a moment, but she went straight from the spine buster in and up. She's thinking about hitting that final testament.
No, but the Obsession had it scouted, sends Gray into the corner here.
Ferarri, great situation here for her, manages to escape. Potentially had the final testament, that half Nelson into that big face plant. May have actually had that scouted. I doubt that Fallyn Gray can say the same for anything that Ferrari's done.
Yeah, with less than half a dozen matches, how can you scout your opponent? It's very, very difficult, as both competitors now in the corner as Gray sends Ferarri down.
Gray waiting for her from the second. Whoa!
Out of the way, and now Ferarri following it up. Both knees to the face.
Gray lost, just didn't know where she was, tried to leave, cover.
2 count only. Referee Tiger Shea saw the hands on the bottom ropes and stopped that count there.
And this is similar to what happened earlier in the contest with Ferarri. She hit that big move, she was near the corner, but in that moment she managed to keep things protected, but drop toe hold there?
Building up some momentum. Tiger feint kick.
She calls it the 4-4-4. And now she's preparing herself, heading up possibly to that top rope, trying to execute heaven to hell.
Now climbing up top. Got her. Only for 2.
Gets that splash there. I think she was fully expecting the Obsession to be working up to a vertical base. Didn't occur, so she immediately went for that splash as opposed to heaven to hell. Once again goes for the final testament, almost gets knocked out.
Rolling elbow counter there, and now Gray slams her.
Final testament, she gets it on the 3rd attempt, and it's over.
Fallyn Gray victorious here. Back and forth contest. Very impressive. You got to give it to Nessa Ferarri. As you said, less than half a dozen matches into her career, hanging with Fallyn Gray there.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it if you weren't told. The young lady definitely has a ton of promise, and I expect to see her again and again. But right now, this day belongs to Fallyn Gray.